Hey guys, Ben from Catholic Brownies here. Just want to give a quick heads up before the video starts. There is a little bit of profanity in this episode, and we understand as fellow Christians that we all have our vices. Don't get us wrong, we are constantly working on it and trying to strive every day to be better, but we also emphasize genuinity on this channel, so we do not shy away from it. Also, we will be speaking about mental health, specifically in the cases of anxiety. And if you aren't comfortable with these topics, please click off the video now. Otherwise, please enjoy and let us know in the comments what you think about this video and any tips to help us out. Thank you. Have a
Hey
great
guys, it's Ben,
And Wilbur.
Catholic Brownies, and we're here with a guest from Adelaide, our good mate.
Ryan.
Tell us a bit about yourself, bro.
Cool. So I was born in Mumbai. I came here when I was 2, so I spent the last 18 years here in Adelaide. I'm starting my 3rd year at Flinders University, studying design, industrial design. What do I do? I play games most of the time, but when I'm not playing games, I'm usually studying. I'm usually at church. I'm usually at my youth group. I spend a lot of time doing that. Yeah, so that's basically my week. Anything else you want to know about me?
Well, if we were to really kind of go into it,
The part where he consents to something.
well, yes. So, as you know, it's a one take, by the way. We're gonna talk about some stuff. Some might be a bit deeper than others. Do we have your consent for it?
You gotta read some of the contract, you know.
Never. This is about Catholic faith, bro.
I mean, sure, I'll consent, but I'll refrain from anything I don't want to answer.
Okay,
yes,
that's fair.
yes.
That's fair. So if no, I was gonna say
Deep question, straight up.
no. Well, we'll start off a little bit simple. Willow, do you have anything that you want to
I
ask?
got my Fruit Loops and milk.
Worst cereal, by the way.
Pretty good cereal.
Best cereal, I think.
Yeah.
But Milo's
So how
where
do
it's
you
at.
get into PRECA?
How did I get into PRECA? Okay. Well, I started by saying I'm a cradle Catholic, so I've started going to church just for the fact that my family's Catholic. PRECA has been operating in my church from third Sundays after Mass. They'd have lunches and they play games with the youth. They'd hold games and relays and stuff like that for the youth. They also do teens and children's liturgy at that time. This was about, I would say, 12 years ago. And so for a good 4 or 5 years, I was just attending. Well, I was at that church, so I was getting involved with what PRECA was doing at that church. Then eventually, once my family understood the concept of the youth group, then I started going to the youth group, which was about 10 years ago now. So that youth group is on a Friday night at a place in Adelaide, and we play games and sports, and we have a session, and then we have some free time after. In simple, that's how I started off going to PRECA. At that time, there was a whole different group of people there.
Do you miss that group?
No, I didn't know them at all. In fact, I was one of the few of the new wave that came in, the current wave, because what happened is that they were all more Mediterranean ethnicity and Maltese and Italian, stuff like that. And once my community sort of came in, so more Indians came in, we were all family friends, so we came in basically together at the same time, or over a 6-month period. We basically took over. And then after about a year or so, that wave left. But it's been a really good group since, and for the last 10 years, PRECA has become such an integrated part of my life. So that's how I got into PRECA.
What's kept you in PRECA right
Yeah,
now?
what's kept me at PRECA? Well, I would say that how I said that I was a cradle Catholic, it's not what I believe anymore. Yes, that's how I started off, indulging in the faith, but it's a choice I've made to stay a Catholic, and to, in fact, go out of my way to be a Catholic as well, because I believe we should have a little fire in our bellies when it comes to being a Catholic, and not just be lukewarm, because, because you can be cold towards the faith, but at least God knows that you're cold, and God will try to put that fire in you. If you're lukewarm and have indifferent feelings to the faith. God doesn't know where you're at.
I mean, like, I don't think the case is indifference, at least from my perspective. I think lukewarm is like, it's like you're playing with fire in the sense. It's like, you ever heard the analogy or the story where it's like a man sitting on a fence, right? He's got one leg in like hell and he's got one leg in heaven, right? And like God basically says you can't sit on the fence forever, and the devil says like, choose one or the other. And the man laughs. He's like, I don't have to do. I can sit on the fence all day. And then everything goes black, and bang, it's like the man wakes up, and the devil's just laughing at him, saying, the fence belongs to me.
Yeah.
Right? So I think it's in the case that you can never be in the middle, because if you're in the middle, there's still part of you that, wants to live that old life that you have, because you still have some attachment to that.
Yeah.
Right? Not just attachment, but you've derived some pleasure from it.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say, I don't know if I would say indifference, but what exactly, you say indifference, maybe speak from your experience when you were of course probably lukewarm at a certain point.
No, actually, I was never lukewarm. I was either
hot or cold.
No, I was pretty hot most of the time. I was always questioning.
Well, you poise all the time.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But I was never cold, I would say, as well, because I never felt like I did need it. I've always felt like I needed the faith. We all go through the roller coaster of up and downs in the faith, and we have fallouts in the faith, and we sometimes doubt. But that's part of the questioning and part of the curiosity of having the fire in our bellies. So that fire and the heat, I've always been hot for the faith.
So would you say it's better to be cold than to be lukewarm?
Yeah.
But
sure.
To say that you're cold is basically kind of despise God, right?
It's not really about despising God. It's about not putting it as a priority and at all. So it's
like,
still, but it's still not.
Yeah, I would say being lukewarm is not putting as a priority. While
Lukewarm
cold
is like
I just don't want to be there.
Obligations part of it, like go to mass every Sunday and confessions once a year, twice a year.
I would say that's lukewarm.
Yeah, but you're saying that's also cold as well.
But would you rather, go to mass and not mean a single thing while you're there, or would you rather not go to mass and believe yourself that it's not important for you, that's why you're not going? Because I wouldn't.
Could you elaborate on that? Because I don't know.
Because I wouldn't go to mass and pretend like I cared about what I'm doing, because that's more insulting than choosing not to go to mass.
But is it like, are you trying to almost say about atheism at this point?
No. I'm saying. Yeah, possibly. If you're very cold in the faith, it's that you simply.
Because I would say cold in the faith is just like, you don't practice, right? You don't practice, or you have some form of anger, if not resentment, towards the idea of God, right? That's what I would say is being cold in the faith. While lukewarm is basically saying, you're
doing the basics, like.
Yeah, I would say it's just that you're not just even being basic. It's more the cases like, oh yeah, maybe doing the basic things, but it's like when you go to mass, you're physically there, but spiritually you're not.
You really don't care.
Yeah.
When the homily goes on, it's so boring.
But like cold is just like, I'm not going to show up to mass at all. That's what I would say.
It's like you got to go to work and stuff. You have priorities for different things.
In a way that's worse, yeah. But at least God knows that you're at such you're so far away that you need to be saved in a way. And if you don't care at all, it's like you're not just despising, but you're showing no feeling at all. You're not even showing resentment and anger towards God. people who at least show resentment and anger, they have reason. If you're being lukewarm and you don't care at all, it's because you have no reason. It's because you really just don't believe in anything, which I think is more of an atheist than being angry towards God. Because a lot of Christians can be angry towards God, so they can be cold. But if you really don't care, you can't call yourself a Christian.
But I mean, like, you could be angry towards God, and I think you could still be on fire in the sense for the faith.
At least you believe.
Yeah, because you can't be angry at something that you don't believe exists.
Yeah,
realistically.
that's why being cold is much better than being lukewarm, where you don't believe, you don't care.
I mean, like, yes, Christ says he doesn't like the lukewarm because, like, literally the Bible says, like, God would spit him out of his mouth.
Makes sense.
Yes, but I think you have a better chance. Maybe not a better
on
chance.
a cold day, your throat is paining, you drink lukewarm, you spit it out. But you drink cold water, you die. So you need hot water.
Not necessarily.
No, like
It's a pretty bad analogy.
If you have like imagine I give you tea, right? Like it's a cold thing. You have hay. Does drinking something hot help hay fever?
Nah.
I mean, like, I don't know with
Okay,
hay
you're
fever.
coughing. Good. Okay. Now, if I give you cold water, it will be worse, right?
Nah, look, I'm going to drink cold water right now.
That's room temperature.
Yeah, but don't play games with it. You want to show me? I'll put that bottle in the fridge and bring it out. And then
Okay, buddy, you do what you want, man.
I don't make fun of
You seriously? Go back to Goa.
You also from Goa?
Ah, hey, I am from Mumbai. Hey,
But
What's your full name again?
Ryan Rodriguez.
He didn't tell that. What's your middle name?
What is your last name? I don't know your last
Mendes.
name.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Mendes is a cool last name. But Rodriguez is pretty cool.
My
though.
best friend's last name is Rodriguez, so
Yeah.
respect.
is that
You know
Tahir?
his name?
Is that Tahir?
No, the dude is getting married.
Oh, yeah, his best mate's getting married. He's best man.
Shit, really?
Yeah.
Guys, the podcast, guys.
I forgot you're like 24.
I mean, like, it's a part of the one
Okay,
take.
bro, wait, do that. You have to.
Your podcast, you need to say your
I
details.
can't cut it out, you know that, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's just part of the genuinity, mate.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I do agree what you're saying. I do agree. That's a topic I could probably look into more. But what my point was is that I've always been hot towards the faith.
You've been hard.
hmm.
I'm here, sir.
I mean, like, you can't deny that.
Appreciate it, guys.
Okay, fair enough. I guess if you're okay, considering that you said like, you've always been kind of hot in the faith, right? Where would you say you're at with your faith right now? Right? If you're like, and yeah, if this is we're getting into some things here. You left for about 3 months. You went on a break. Would you like to elaborate? You know, if you're comfortable at least.
Yeah. Okay.
On what that was about.
So a lot of it was at the end of it. I mean, I'll give you what I felt at the end of it so that I can relate to why I felt what I felt at the start. But a lot of what I felt at the end of it was, I felt like it was all just stupid feelings.
Okay.
But it still happened, and I can't deny that what I felt was not realistically there, and I felt it. It was not all just mind games. It was actually feelings that I felt.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll start off by saying that I felt worthless at the start of those 3 months. I felt like nobody cared what I had to say, what I did for them. I even knew that I didn't need to find people didn't really appreciate me. People don't need to really say things for me to feel appreciated. I shouldn't do things for the exchange of appreciation either. But I think it just probably got to a certain point over all the years of lots of things that I've been through, or lots of things that have happened, because I feel like I really haven't been through the worst of worst situations, but I believe that everybody bears a cross. Everybody bears a cross in different ways. And so my cross is what I've been through, but I still empathize with others because I really haven't been through that bad comparatively to what a lot of people do. But that's a different topic. But I felt worthless. I didn't feel like I had a spot. I didn't feel like I had a current purpose. We all have this massive purpose we have, but what we got to do right here in this moment on this day, I didn't feel like each day had enough of a purpose for me to get up and really do something. I didn't know what I was doing for. So on top of feeling worthless, I have really bad anxiety, and I still do have really bad anxiety. But the anxiety is, I know now, is all fake. It's anxiety is.
I mean, I think it depends. Like, the Salesian brother friend of ours, brother Four, he has an interesting take. I think it's a pretty actually prevalent take in in most like third world countries, which is like depression, anxiety. It's like a luxury. It's that because if you go to third world countries, right, they're more focused like, hey, I gotta get food on the table. I can't worry about this. And yeah, maybe there is underlying feelings in this on the surface or some, beneath the surface that we don't know about, but because they're so occupied with something else that for them that doesn't exist, at least to them, right? Um, but I don't know if I would say in your case or in anyone's case that is that anxiety or the feeling of anxiety is fake. At least from my experience, I would say, look, every emotion or you know type of emotion, type of thing that we go through, like those are impulses, right? And Saint Jose Maria, he says that impulses are from God, right? And so I think that anxiety helps in regulating certain decisions that we make, right? So when you feel anxious about, say, I don't know, making a life-altering decision, it it's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means, okay, maybe I should take a bit more time with in thinking about this than instead of just rushing in head first. Now, so I would say, like, yeah, I wouldn't say it's right, at least in my opinion, and you can debate me on that. To say anxiety or all of it's fake, but I am interested why exactly that you do think that.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had like crippling anxiety.
Yeah.
It's mild enough. It's to call it mild. But it's because it's not anxiety of decisions that I gotta make, or it's not anxieties of like worrying about something I can see. It's more about the things I can't see and the things I can't understand, or the things I don't know. And I think that leads to depression. I don't really have depression. I have bits of sadness because I can't understand what my anxiety and what I'm worrying about. So I feel sad at the end of it that I'm spending so much of my time worrying about something I don't know about, and I feel upset about it. So it's not it's not like I have a fear of a decision that I got to make, and I'm picking out the pros and the cons. It's more about where am I going to be in 10 years? Where am I going to be in 5 years? What am I doing with my degree? Is it worth something by the end of it? What do my friends think about me? What have I said something when they don't reply back? One thing I'll add is that I have all my notifications off on my phone because I have this thing where as soon as I reply, I feel like I have to expect a reply back straight away or within a very short time. And now my body associates any sort of vibration with a notification on my phone. So if I turn my notifications back on and I feel vibrations, I'll just pick out my phone and have a look. And I've tried that, and I still have it. And sometimes when my phone is in my hand and I have a vibration in my side of my leg, I'm trying to reach for my phone, which is not good at all.
Reflex action.
It's a reflex action, and I hate it. I hate the fact that I do that, and that's another type of anxiety that I have, because maybe I'm expecting someone to say something to me, or maybe I've said something wrong, so maybe someone's not replying back, something like that. Those are just examples of the kind of anxiety that I have.
Yeah, I think I can definitely relate in this case with the notifications one, because I also have the same thing even now to this day where sometimes I'll have my phone out on the desk, because even in class, and for whatever reason, I'll feel like a vibration in my leg, especially on my like right leg, and I'll go to reach for it. And I'm like, wait, my phone's on the table.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And I think I don't know if it's specifically, I think it's a human thing, because it's just like, I think we do seek that attention, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm sure like there's an underlying reason for that. Why is it for me? I'm not 100% sure. Why it's for you? I'm not 100% sure. And that's why it's important that maybe we go and talk about it to either like friends, or you go seek professional help for that, because that will help it out.
I think exactly so. Getting the whole vibration, this thing, I think it's just like your brain feels like there's a vibration if someone texts you this thing.
I mean, like, I think it's a 50-50 though, because it's like, it depends on, if you're waiting for a certain text, like,
If you're waiting
from,
Which is what was happening to me.
Yeah.
I was waiting constantly for certain people to text me back. I won't name them, but certain people to text me back, for certain notifications of social media to text me to come up, and I've deleted all of that. I've turned off all the notifications. So yeah, I agree. It's a 50-50, because the other 50 is it's just a addiction. It's a reflex of an addiction.
Like almost everyone I see faces it now.
Because for so long you've been trying to have those notifications pop up and they don't, and then so now you've turned your notifications off. They're not coming up at all, so you're wondering where it is.
I think,
Nokia phone, man.
yeah, I mean, like, I think it is the case where we all, to some degree, want fame. I feel like, especially in our generation, I think we all attention. But yeah, I would say fame. That's because that's what fame is, right? It is attention. It's like this over.
Fame almost feels like it's too much attention. It's like,
But I think some people seek that. Like, not naming who, we know someone who definitely wants that. And at the time right now, they think that's what they need to solve their crises, their life crises. But after we then receive all that attention, we realize like, oh, I want that peace and quiet. But what I'm saying in this case with the notifications and having that anxiety, I think it's because at the end of the day, we all just want someone that's there for us, that will reach out to us, especially for men, I would say. And speaking from experience in this case, where it's like,
I have commitments, guys.
Keep going. I mean, yeah. What was I saying? Did you run me back what I was saying?
Oh no, you feel like it's because of fame, like they want fame.
Oh no. So that I passed that. I think for men it's a big thing, because I think we always want someone just to just be there, especially in our darkest times or in our most like vulnerable times. And when we don't have anyone there, whether it's someone who's like a spouse or a partner or a best friend or something, then, we feel like the entire world's caving in on us. And then, we can't breathe and we struggle for that. So there's
you can't speak to anyone. Like, you got to be stoic.
Yeah.
But if you be stoic at one point, like, I don't think the bottle can handle that much pressure. It will break at some point.
Yeah. Like, again, not gonna name exactly the time or the people associated in these things, but like for me, I try my best to live a rather stoic lifestyle, especially when it comes to my emotional, I guess, intelligence, as we had that discussion yesterday. Because for me, like, especially growing up in this society as a guy and within the Indian culture, I would say, you learn that your emotions can be easily taken advantage of and used as a weapon against you. That, you become afraid to open up to anyone, whether it be like your friends or your family. Because you don't want to, like, if it's your family, you're like, I want to be there, I want to be strong for them. and I want to be, I
don't want to let them down.
I want to be that rock for them. And then for your friends, it's like, well, you also want to do the same thing, but then there are times where you are betrayed by people that are closest to you, and they use that thing against you.
But I also don't want my friends worrying about me.
100%. But I think
it's
that
more like you want to be there for them, but
you don't want them to be there for you.
You don't want them to stress them out.
Burden them, yeah.
it's a very hypocritical thing.
It feels like you're trying to be selfless, but at the same time, when you really look at it, it's kind of being selfish.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's hypocritical on our part. And, like, I think guys, one of the big things is we need to create that support group within just those guys, I would say. Because, look, if you have a partner out there, it's important that you do speak to them about certain things, especially important things that's going on in your life. But I think for men, there are certain things that they shouldn't bring up just because of how, not personal, but I would say just specifically biological it can be. And I don't think, at least to my knowledge, women would understand it as much as another man would, another guy would. But you have your journal there, mate.
Yeah, to probably answer your question of what I was going through in those 3 months a bit better, I'll probably read to you what I wrote down about those feelings. But I actually wrote down this months before I took a break, because that's when I guess things started happening again. And I'll just go ahead and read it. So I titled it "What I'm Going Through" because it's literally what I'm going through. So I say, there are times where I have a second too long to think. I pray in the moment. I feel strengthened, but when I finish praying, I go back to feeling empty. I know God is real. I have faith in Him, but sometimes I question if He's left me to suffer. Maybe it is not Him at all. Maybe my human nature is just very sick. There are times where I feel completely fine, feeling like I've gotten over everything and I'm moving on, but then something super small happens, maybe an invasive thought or a reminder of a past experience that I don't want to remember. And suddenly I'm back in that feeling again, going back down that rabbit hole that I thought I finally got out of. Sometimes I can pinpoint where those feelings come from, but sometimes they're just from random thoughts that just enter my head and convince me that I'm ruined in a way, or I'm ruining others, which is a big one. I don't want to end my life, definitely, but at the same time, I'm not sure if life is worth living like this. I don't want to feel like this anymore, and I'm tired of repeating thoughts I hate, living the same boring life. Even when I try to change up my day, I wake up, I find my thoughts, I go back to sleep and repeat that. And at this point, I'm just doing reckless things because I have a don't care attitude. Not because I want to die, but because a part of me doesn't care what the hell happens. I'm not sure where any of this really comes from. So I simply feel empty. I feel good times don't last and fear that times where I feel quite low do. And phases happen, but I struggle to, love anything I love anything I do anymore. And the problem is that I don't have any mental illness. I'm not living a life of poverty. I'm not disabled. I'm not carrying a tremendous amount of pain or loss or traumatic experience. I sincerely am thankful for my family, but it's not that much farther than that as my happiness goes. Some friends at most. I'm materialistic at a minimal way. I'm not in love with money. I don't struggle with lust. I shy away from pride. Owing everything I do to others and to God, like in kind of an unhealthy way as well, but I could get into that later. But I'm never greedy, I'm never gluttonous, I'm not wrathful at all, I don't ever get angry. But I am quite lazy, so I am quite slothful at times, but it stems from me not seeing a meaning in many things. Yet, I'm such a mess, because I have more problems than good things I create, and so I asked why. So that's what is it? Clapping for that. That's insane.
I mean, like it is like
Sounds
some
deep, bro. It sounds
yeah, it
like-
sounds pretty deep. It's like and you
It's
wrote
like
it.
a poem, like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Mm.
it deserves its applause. Applause.
Sorry?
It deserves its applause, in my
Thank
opinion.
you. Thank you.
when you pass away, I'll put it in the museum.
In the museum.
Yeah.
I have a museum for me now.
Saint Ryan Rodriguez.
You're bringing my book.
The patron saint God.
But yeah,
Depression.
at the end of the 3 months, I read that, and it feels half stupid to me. It feels half stupid
Right.
because it's really feelings I didn't feel at the end of the 3 months anymore. The end of the 3 months, I had certain realizations about people, about what I'm doing in life, about family, about faith, that I said if I do this, it literally happened at like 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm not lying. Or like 2 a.m. I wake up from my sleep. 2 a.m.
Yeah.
2 a.m. What's the Jesus hour? Is there a Jesus hour?
I mean, like
3 p.m.
technically, yeah, 3 p.m. is Jesus' hour. I think.
What about in the middle of the night? I woke up
Okay.
and and I'm reading a couple messages from friends that I had received throughout those 3 months, and from my spiritual director as well. And I'm crying, like really, really, like not loudly because it's in the middle of the night and I'm at home, but I'm crying pretty hard, and I don't know why. Because as soon as I woke up, I said, "Let me just read these messages."
Why do you want to read the messages?
I don't know. I just woke up, and the first thing I did is grab my phone
You woke up at 3.
and started reading these messages. And yeah, I just started crying because I had a realization that it wasn't the others who were making me feel worthless. It was myself. It was me who was telling that these guys don't care what I have to do. Yeah, what I have to do about what I do towards them. They don't show appreciation. It's none of that is true. I was the one who didn't perceive their appreciation. I was the one who didn't accept their thank yous. I was the one who disregarded how good I am at what I do. Because I guess I just tried to be humble, but it was a very
I think yeah.
low. It was very low sort of humility.
No, I wouldn't say it's low in the sense, but it's like it's a false understanding of humility.
Mm-hmm.
Because we think to be humble is to basically say to God and to everyone else, I am worthless, right? Which, look, the understanding of humility is like we are worthless without God. But you have God in your life, right? As much as you may have not seen it or you may have not focused on it, you have God in your life. And the reason that you do those things, all the good that, from my understanding, a lot of the good that we do, if not all the good that we do, is because of God working through us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, yeah, in doing all that good though, you got lost in the works aspect, because faith without works is dead, yes, but works is not what saves us at the end of the day. So it's about understanding, yes, these works are coming from God. It's not me who's doing it. Like that's being humble. And yes, taking that appreciation, saying, yeah, thank you, or, glory be to God, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I think, yeah, you kind of got lost in it and you're like, no, I don't want to, I'm not the one doing this, which is true. But then you said like, you're not doing anything at all. And then that's what twisted the understanding.
And to add to that, I think I was not doing anything at all worth doing, because what I understand is worth doing is serving God and getting to know God and loving others. And I was not doing that through uni at all. I was not doing that through, I guess, playing games all day. I wasn't getting that through any of that. So, simple things that I did: sold my consoles, stopped playing games. I started volunteering. I took a drastically improved initiative in my youth group, PRECA. Like I started doing all these events regardless of what the thing was. getting myself involved Friday nights, Saturday nights, and every weekend outing, something like that. I like rushed all my friendships, and like rushed in a good way. Like I made up for the time that I lost with all my friends. I went and I apologized to all of them. I said that I was the one who disregarded your appreciations, and um like I went back and I just started hanging out with them almost like 2-3 times a week, all of them, regardless of who they were before those 3 months to me. I just treated them like I've been friends with them my entire life, and most of them treated me the same way back, and that's why I felt so much better after those 3 months.
Did you face any backlash, however, from leaving? At least either from your friends or from other people, or even from yourself?
No, and it's interesting because as soon as I came back, I was accepted like I never left.
Do you think that's a good or a bad thing?
I think that's a really good thing. I was asked that why, and in those 3 months, I kind of got hinted that people were saying, "Oh, Ryan's being a bit selfish. Why did he stop doing all these things for us and focusing on himself? That's a bit selfish." But I came back and everybody just like I never left, and they questioned me. They said, "Why'd you do all these things?" But they only did it in a caring manner.
I mean, like, I still think talking behind someone's back and saying they're selfish is a
No, it was just a general vibe. It wasn't
of course,
really
100%.
Like
But I think it's a very interesting thing. Again, coming back to the topic of humility, just because you're humble or you're trying to be humble, live a humble life or a holy life, doesn't mean you shouldn't take time off for yourself.
I think it was just perceived a different way. As in, like, I didn't take time for myself. I just didn't want to do those things anymore. Like, I was...
No. But I understand that. But even if it is the case that you do take time for yourself, like, I'm not saying just in your case, but I'm talking about generally now. I think it's important to understand that we do need to take care of ourselves, and if we do burn out to such a degree, then yes, sometimes we do need a longer break than others. But that's why now I assume, maybe like from your growth as well, that you're taking breaks when you do need to, so that you don't have to go into that shell that you did during those 3 months. I assume. What have you changed since coming back? I guess.
How have I changed since coming back?
Yeah.
Well, a few of those things that I mentioned, like I started volunteering, I started taking more initiative in my faith and in my service and acts and all that. But I've also become more of an extrovert than I ever was. I am now thinking less than I ever have, to the point where to make decisions, I just say either or. I pick something straight away without weighing pros and cons. I've been told that it's a very good part about me, that I'm able to just do that and show my trust in God that things will work out. So I've been doing that. I've also been more appreciative of others, because I think that way I feel appreciated. Because
when you're saying you're being more appreciative of others, what exactly does that
it makes me feel good that I can thank others for doing things for me, because I know that they value me because they're doing things for me. And I don't have to do something for them to know that I'm valued to them. So I've just been thanking others. I've been saying sorry more than I ever said sorry as well, because I've just been apologizing for the most littlest things, because I seriously feel like any little bit of pain that I might cause someone, even if it's not pain that they feel, is going to cause problems to me. So I've just really just been out there. I think that's a very simple way to put it. I've just been out there.
That's quite interesting. I guess to ask a very interesting question though, interesting, but like interesting to me, and myself and Wilroy, we were talking about this actually before recording this, which is in your journey getting to where you're at, and of course now from talking about who's involved in your life now a little bit more, would you have changed anything to how you got here? Is there anything you would have changed?
If I could do it again, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You got a chance to change something, like some great thing you did. For example, you said leaving PRECA for 3 months. Would you go and change something?
Wow, I would say hell no.
No.
Because look where I'm at. I'm the happiest I've ever been. It's great. I'm grateful.
Happy for you.
Yeah, thank you. No, seriously, because I get that question a lot, actually. Would you go back in time and change something you've done? I'd say, firstly, logically, I can't go back in time and change what I've done. Secondly, I don't dwell on the past. Dwelling on the past never works out with me. It causes more problems for my brain and my feelings. And thirdly, I'm happy. Like it's not that I get sad a lot. But my life is not going downhill anymore.
Would you say that the recent person that, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but
Probably not.
Okay, no, okay.
But in all honesty,
would you say that
there are people in my life, whether they've recently come into my life or have been in my life a lot, they're the reason why I'm like this.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's true.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's understandable. And yeah, you don't want to pry into anything if you don't want to. Wilroy, is there any questions that I guess you wanted to ask him earlier that you were saying?
But yeah. So like, let's say you had a time machine.
Same question, bro.
No, you have a time machine. This is like my little question.
Okay.
You can only go back to Jesus' period. Is there anything you change? Or anything you'd like do, like, you know?
Yeah, can you move around because like
there's a lot of factors that go into that question.
You can only change one thing. You can only do one thing, like, because you come there, you have like just 5 minutes.
What do you mean a lot of factors? What exactly are you talking about? Minus the logic.
Like
the logic.
Yeah, that I'm talking about the logic.
What do you mean, like?
There's no logic.
Like, what time? Like, does Jesus know that I'm there? Because I feel like
Jesus would know anyway.
Jesus is ever knowing, right? So
he knows you're making a time.
He would know exactly. Yeah. So Jesus wouldn't want that, would he?
No, maybe he would. Maybe he won't.
I think I've seen a clip where someone's.
He's like, yeah. You're not meant to be.
You're not. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus
speaks in English all of a sudden.
Yeah. He looks you in the eyes that you after you time travel, and he goes, "You're not meant to be here."
Yeah.
And you're messing with.
He was not meant to be there.
You
were maybe. Like, let's say in this case, like,
you're speaking blasphemy.
No, I'm just saying. Let's say he's like chill, like, oh damn, like Ryan, like I knew this dude, I knew he's going to come.
Okay, so this is like a hypothetical, joking question.
Kind. This is my.
I mean, like, do you think a time machine will actually exist?
Yes.
I don't think so.
I believe that could happen.
I don't designer.
But I don't think time machine.
But then we can say that God would never allow it, because then people.
I think generally it just would not exist. I don't think humans have the comprehension for that.
There's just one part.
True, but you don't know if humans are going to do that. What if we get invaded and we have technology given to us?
What do you mean invaded?
By aliens.
I don't think aliens exist, man.
Bro.
Okay, so that's another conversation.
Well, we're gonna get to this conversation, aren't we?
I'm going to say God created aliens as well, but they exist.
No, I wouldn't say aliens exist.
I say that there's a higher form of life just somewhere. There's also a more stupider form of life somewhere. I just cannot fathom it, which is why I don't care.
I don't know. I feel like it's the case of like, I'm not saying that God has like, because we know that God doesn't really, like God the Father at least.
Are you looking for your lens?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over there.
Oh, it's there?
Yeah.
You're so blind.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, he's looking for his lens.
I can see
in a monocle.
I'm saying like in the case like, because man was created in God's image, right? This is what we're told. Man was created in God's image. I don't think if there's aliens, unless they, in my opinion, unless they look, this must sound really You know what? Aliens don't exist, so this is not really racist. But like, I'm like, unless they look like us, I don't think there's gonna be a reason for. I think if there is an alien if there's like that's introduced, I feel like it would be demonic.
Yeah, I feel like it could be organisms like bacteria and stuff.
Nah, that's not aliens though.
It is like if it's found in like some other like world, they're called aliens.
He's thinking like Venom type.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, Venom's not real, fam.
Venom. If you didn't watch the movie,
I'm thinking more like classic green aliens. If they invaded us, it's just I don't care what aliens look like. It's not about what they look like. It's just about the fact that if they are a higher form of intelligence.
No, I feel like you could say the same thing about like angels and demons. Technically, they're higher forms of intelligence. Of course. That's what I'm saying. But I feel like if we ever were introduced to that, like specifically aliens, like they said, we'll come to Earth and introduce all this random stuff. Given the trajectory of where humanity is going, I think that would be demonic. I feel like that would be the devil's last play before like.
Do you believe in mystic beasts and stuff?
Mystic beast meaning?
Like mythical beasts.
Is that because you're saying that aliens would save us from?
No, I think aliens.
Judgment Day.
No, I think aliens would be the doom of us.
Kinda, yeah.
I think aliens would be like, we have God as well, but he's much nicer with us. You just gotta get rid of these few things, right? Again, this is not fully from me. This is also like part of a video that I saw. I don't remember what the source is. No, but I'm saying, I feel like aliens would be the end of us all. Like,
okay. Do you believe in mythical beasts like dragons and like all
like
monsters?
I believe in dragons.
Me too.
Bro, they're not like from How to Train Your Dragon.
Okay, no. But you believe in dragons?
But dragons, see, the thing is with dragons, it's just like a lot of other mythical creatures. They were creatures that existed such a long time ago that we consider that have become extinct to so long ago.
So they're like dinosaurs.
That we believe, dinosaurs are dragons.
What, really?
All dinosaurs are dragons. Not all dragons are dinosaurs.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I get that.
Okay.
Some breathe fire, some don't.
So dragons have gone extinct so long ago that we just cannot prove that they are real. That is why we call them mythical.
This is the clip I'm going to use for Insta promotion. Like, what? Like, yeah.
I mean, like, it would make a pretty good clip.
Right. So
no, but I think what I'm saying is, like, okay, that's understandable. I get that. But, I mean, like, there's the cases, okay, we see, like, the dragons that people we know of, at least, like, from what is told through mythical stories, they breathe fire. Do you really think there was a dinosaur out there that breathed fire?
Yeah, why not?
No, bro. What?
No, there was a dinosaur that was out there that breathes fire, but there was a dragon out there.
Bro, I don't think there's such a creature.
Have you watched American Dragon?
Shut up.
Jake Long? No, but yeah.
Bro, like that. No, I'm sorry. Bro, there's nothing that we know of, even today, right, that can breathe fire. There's no descendant of any creature that can breathe fire.
Yeah, but they can be.
There are animals who can produce intense heat. Like
Okay, there's a shrimp.
Yeah, like a shrimp.
But there's also logical things like an animal can produce a gas, right? And if the gas is lightable, that gas is lightable through.
He's referencing a Ziploc.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
But I'm going to say they definitely something can heat that much, heat exothermic reactions.
I mean,
no, bro.
Yes. No. Okay. Yes. I know there's a shrimp that can punch. His punch can make it really hot and explode. Yeah. I get that. Yeah. But I mean, bro, from his logic, I don't know if I fully agree.
Don't remove the logic. It's fine.
But okay, because we do know the story of Saint George, right? The knight.
Oh yeah.
How there's literally he slayed the. No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You only think about Ben 10.
No, I think talking about dragons.
No, dragons.
No, dragons.
Yeah, I know. But, I understand that. But I feel like certain things, you have to be understand. In the Bible, certain things are poetic. So maybe even the stories of certain saints could also be poetic.
Or like metaphorical.
Like maybe it was just a demon. Maybe it was an exorcism, and it's like, oh yeah, he slayed a dragon.
Yeah, bro.
It just appeared in the form of like some dragon-looking thing.
Yeah, bro. Have you seen angels? They have one big eye, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Demons could probably look like dragons.
that's a cool thing.
There's a lot of things about like the translation of the word dragon as well, where it could have come from a different creature that had existed that just doesn't even look like a dragon. We think it's
Like
dragon.
to be fair,
Komodo dragon is the closest dragon out there.
to be fair, apparently like the mythic gods, the Greek, the Zeus and all that,
Sure.
like they were all like inspired from apparently fallen angels, right? So maybe they were, I don't know, maybe they were like some form of real beings, like in the spiritual realm of things, and that's how the mythical gods came to be. It would explain why the mythical gods, especially Zeus, is so messed up when it comes to his like his stories and everything. But that's what I'm saying. Like those things, like those aliens, those higher power, like those specific higher power, higher mind thinking things, those will specifically be the doom of us all. Because I'm just being honest, like while the Greek gods sounded lit, like with their powers and all,
Yeah.
they were not great people.
But I'm disregarding that as that's not really what's going to be the doom of us all. The doom of us all is going to be us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's 100%. Yeah, because that will come down to like our decisions as a society as well. And let's be honest, like in my opinion, some of the decisions that are being made not great. But
yeah, instead of like settling on the moon, man, just fix what we've already got on this Earth, and then decide if you want to go to the moon or not. Because you're just going to mess up 2 planets.
Yeah, the moon is too small.
But you're going to bring a whole bunch of people there with 0 IQ and $1 million. And
Yeah, but I don't think it cannot sustain life. So nah.
Yeah,
The sun is also like
that too.
I mean, like, what you gonna? I don't think anyone can live on the sun, fam.
no, not on the sun, but like
But let's say they find a way to live on the moon.
Superman. But yeah,
They degrade our Earth so much before that happened.
Yeah,
And then once they have a happy system on the moon, they're going to start looking to settle on another planet, and then the moon's going to start becoming.
we call them planet
degraded.
conquerors.
There you go. And if humans ever reach that stage, Earth will go.
I mean, like, I hope by that time that happens, I'm dead.
Yeah,
I'm not
it
gonna
will
lie.
mostly
I don't
be.
know.
I don't need.
I
don't
feel like
need that.
before we travel, the world will. But like yeah,
I feel like that would happen as well.
The world itself will not destroy. It will not be destroyed.
oh, you mean just the people?
Like naturally, the world will not die. It'll be a man-made doomsday.
I don't know. I think.
He was Superman, talked about black hole, and
Yeah.
I know.
I'm talking about like nuclear
Oh,
warfare.
okay.
Like the few people that survive will be on a dystopian planet, but the few people that leave this Earth and go to the moon to live, that's what I'm saying. They'll just continue that and start another planet, and eventually the moon will become in the same situation as
I mean, like, there's very little planets, to my knowledge, that can actually sustain life. So I feel like what's going to happen is that we're going to run the Earth into the, figuratively speaking, we're going to run the Earth into the ground.
Yeah.
And after that, like, they might try to find life, but it ain't going to work. Like, the closest we've ever come to, I think, is Mars, but even that's like such a small slam ball.
No, they did find something, but it's too far away, which has like
What do you mean too far away? Like, how far?
light years, kind of. I think something like that.
How did they find it?
They use some, I don't know, telescope or something. I don't know what they do, but they can see. I don't know if it's
AI, bro, that's what it is.
No, they did, and then they found something which has like similar environmental conditions, kind of thing.
There is like a second Earth.
Yeah, that one.
It's a very similar thing.
Do you think there's life already on that planet?
Could be.
Like, do you think there's like intelligent life?
Intelligent life, I doubt.
No, I don't
there
think
is
intelligent life, but
there is like vegetation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That is technically life.
But is it like vegetation that we could?
Consume.
That this technically does, because it's creation, right? Like, we're not. I'm not saying that God has limits, but I'm saying.
Do you think like you know how the whole Noah thing happened, right? Like he got fed up with humans, and then now he made a promise he would not destroy the earth, right? Like he wouldn't like bring that destruction again. And now like you can see this earth is like I would say 70% corrupted or more, definitely more. Do you think he just made another planet?
He's not
Bro, be
bringing
careful with the mic. Yeah, you're kidding it when you were rubbing
Oh
it.
yeah, he's not bringing destruction.
No,
He's
but do you
allowing
think
the destruction.
there's another planet out there he made? But now it won't be written in the Bible because the Bible is
That brings you back to the question: is there higher life on another thing? Maybe we're just
I don't know
second.
if it's, yeah.
Maybe just another.
But then wouldn't
science
that bring
project, you know?
wouldn't that bring like the entire, like I want to say maybe the entire, but most of Christianity under fire, like just the not even Christianity, just religion altogether. Wouldn't it just come under fire for such a because it's like
Because I always believed that we were the center of the.
not just that we were the center of the universe. Yeah. There's also the case of like you could then kind of say that God is just playing around.
No, he's not.
By sending his son to our planet.
Yeah. Like then, but having two Earths.
Because there was only our planet initially. Jesus died for us, and even after dying, look at the things around what's happening.
No,
It's like, bro, these people just don't.
but then no.
But the point is that why did he send Jesus to another planet?
No,
With a higher life form.
No, but it's not that. I'm saying like not. But yeah, I get what that part is. I'm saying like from what he's saying, right? Oh, Jesus died for our sins, but then we're like, hypothetically speaking, God's like, no, they're still not changing. I'm just gonna create a new earth.
Right?
And then it's like literally saying like, okay, this like forgiveness thing or this redemption
doesn't
really work.
Yeah.
Like, so whatever happens after this, like, we don't know. Like, we might just end up either in hell or it might be like there's something else around there. That basically it brings the idea.
The actual good ones go to heaven.
There's a million theories you can add on top of that. Then is life a simulation as well?
I mean, like, simulation means like there's some materialism to it, where it's like there are certain things that are coded just to fit your liking, but not everything that it seems too perfect. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if I would say simulation, because simulation entails that there is more of a human mind behind the concept.
Yeah. I say simulation as in like once we die, we come back to our real selves in a reality. Like, this is not reality. But I don't believe it's true. I'm just saying that's the concept of simulation.
I get what you're saying.
Matrix.
Yeah, it is literally the Matrix, but it's like...
And then there's a real God who's there. So it's...
So you're saying, like, there's a God of... Like,
we are just a digital simulation.
Yeah. I don't know. That part, I feel like that seems more far-fetched than aliens to me. I would believe in aliens more than I would believe in that.
True.
Because, at least to my knowledge, like I know there are cases where I dream and it feels so real.
Yeah.
Right? It feels so real, and I wake up, I'm like, oh damn, like, I'm back in this thing. So like you could probably say in that case where it's like, oh, you're just in a lucid dream of sorts. Right? But I would say there are certain factors that, at least in my experience with dreams, that you don't have, like the sensation of physical pain or just physical touch in itself, like, and the remnants of like a certain injury, for example, or taste as well. Like there's to a degree there's things that you can feel. Sense in your dream, but even something like taste, you can't really taste. At least to my knowledge, I don't think you can ever taste something in your dream.
I've never done it. Yes, true.
I mean, like, okay, like there's times where I felt like genuine fear in my dream, but
I've also felt genuine like texture and feelings, like physical feeling in my dream.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
But do you think when you work
thing in the dream?
I mean. When you woke up, could you, like, are you saying you felt, or did someone else?
Like, I felt.
Could you, like...
And then when I woke up, I could remember that feeling.
Oh, you could?
Yeah. And I could understand that feeling because when I go and touch the actual thing...
He's had lucid dreams.
It's not really, because I didn't choose to dream. It's not lucid dream because I was not conscious.
No, but if you were conscious, would you be able to feel the texture in that dream?
I don't know. I've never lucid dream. But I assume.
Who does lucid dream? comment on
Yeah.
that? Like,
Comment down below.
really?
And then after you comment about it, can you explain why you're still lucid dreaming?
Also, explain
What-
why
what
you're
are you
watching
trying
this
to dream?
podcast.
Yeah, fair enough. Any other like final closing
Oh,
questions?
no question. Yeah. I had the main
Closing
question.
questions?
I mean, bro, it is like for context, it's quite late into the night, and I've got uni tomorrow.
It's about 10:30.
Yeah, I got uni
late.
tomorrow, and I've got to go for like an hour's drive to get home after this. Him, on the other hand, he's sleeping here.
My house.
So, that's why there's closing questions. If you want more of Ryan, when he comes back for ACYF, we'll interview him and his two best mates.
If you want to, like, you gotta let.
Yeah, you gotta let us know.
But yeah, back to the time machine. You have a time machine. No, now you have a time machine. You get to ask Jesus one question. What would you ask him?
I mean, like, you can say, like, you die and Jesus asks one question.
You want to ask that? You can ask it. What would you ask? No, there's so many things you could ask him, right? Like,
Well, I don't need a time machine to ask Jesus a question.
oh, but let's
Okay.
say this time you can actually, like, be in the same area, like, oh, hey, there's Jesus.
It's just like your like,
It wouldn't matter, though. It wouldn't matter as much as me asking Jesus that question now.
So if you had to ask a question now, you'd get an answer.
It's
now.
not the same thing as like me calling someone and then.
I mean, like,
seeing
if
them in
you can
person.
get an instant answer from God,
You know,
right.
what? Let's change it.
what exactly would you ask
Yeah,
him?
you can call him. He's calling you.
Oh,
You answer.
easy.
Okay.
What am I here for?
What am I here for?
What is my
okay.
purpose?
But then I feel like, see, my thing with purpose is I think, it sounds weird, but I think we all have the same purpose, but we have different ways of
Oh yeah,
finding
we
it.
have the same purpose of knowing, loving, and serving God, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about a literal worldly purpose,
What do you mean?
like
Explain.
our vocation.
Okay. Like, I think,
And even before vocation, our reason to get up and do something today.
but what's not to say that Christ would just answer you as like, your like, he like literally just says, go out and make disciples of all nations, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
Make fishes of men.
Yeah. Right?
You know,
I mean, like, I feel like you'd have to really narrow down the question.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, a really
So
exact
what's the
answer.
specific question?
Yeah.
I'd probably ask like, what vocation do you want for me on this earth?
But if you say you got like a different answer to what you wanted, right?
I'd be okay because that's at least now I have the peace
Straight
of
from
mind to
Jesus.
know what I need to do.
Yeah, but would you not still feel a little bit scared in like undertaking what would happen?
No, I'm scared right now, not knowing what I want, what I need
Oh
to do.
yeah, you did say that you do have
So
an anxiety.
it'll be like the most relieving thing
yeah.
in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah, because it comes straight from Jesus. Like, you know,
I mean, like-
if you want me to do this, I do
And then
this.
I'll just set out from the next day to be that.
Yeah, just goes to
My
seminary. Like,
condolences too.
I feel like we all long for that, though.
I mean, like, yes, and but I also think there's so much for me. Like, cause I don't get me wrong. I used to be very similar, where I'd plan out the future like decades on end. Even last year, I was like this. Like, I would say, like, even in school, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd
Yeah,
move
I don't
out
like
at this
people who
age
do
and do that. Or you know, last year I'd be like, you know, I want if I got married, I'd move here. I'd buy this. You know, I tried my best to have as many kids as I could. You know, I'm making love to 15. I start a new nation if I could. You know, like things like that. I would always plan it out. But I lost my peace with doing that, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? I think there's beauty in the unknowing, because if we were to really know,
then you
then
can't
it would
watch
take
a horror movie.
no. I mean, like, it would take away the aspect of faith, like you trusting in God. Right?
right,
That's
yeah.
the entire thing with vocation, is that, I don't want to say the entire thing, but most, if not for vocation, the pinpointing thing is like trusting in God, even when it seems the most bleak.
But vocation always gets revealed to us sooner or later.
Yes.
The question is, I'm asking God that question because I want it now, so I don't waste time.
I mean, but there are people.
Oh, I actually have like two occasions though. Like, you know how, like, maybe first part of it he needs to be married, next part of it he needs to go in the.
Yeah,
So
like
he
I
needs to like build like that.
Yeah, whatever God wants me to do, I would strive to do it.
But then how would you do it? You'd be like, yeah, first half you get married. Like, for the first 3 years you get married, then the next 3 years
That's
you divorce.
vacation. That's not vacation then.
no,
You can't have a vacation of a married life if then you need to be divorced after.
Huh?
you said first 3 years you have to be married, and then afterwards.
Yeah, then you switch to seminary. Like it's more
to
like
be a priest.
yeah, it's building towards the like.
God wouldn't
I mean,
ask you to
there
be
is.
married if you need to be a priest as your vocation.
I mean, there is the case of where people they get married, then like
Yeah, but that's
their
because their vocation was not revealed to them when they got married.
But don't you think that marriage was
They're-
like one of the steps?
No,
Which took
their,
I
their
wouldn't
marriage
say,
was
like,
because they didn't.
when you're
have their
saying that
vocation
reveal to them,
revealed.
like that's why discernment is so important.
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
Because like if you don't discern, then
They
you'll
just
never
had shit
be.
discernment, or it
Okay.
just wasn't enough for them to,
Yeah.
Our viewers are
or
kids.
whatever God was saying wasn't enough for them. So,
Yeah.
so they got married, and then 5 years into their marriage, God has told them to be a priest, and
What's if it's the other way around?
be a
You're
priest,
a
and then
priest
God.
and then you get married. Like you're like, oh no, it's not for me.
Exactly. So if your vocation is a married life, and you don't
Nah,
know
look,
that
with the
until-
priesthood, I would say it's a little bit different because you have 7 years to discern,
Mhm.
right? And most of the time, people do figure it out. There are a couple cases where they don't, but it's more the case, from what I understand from priests. It's not that you make a mistake, or because keep in mind the archbishop has to sign off on this. It's not that they make a mistake. It's more the case is, as bad as it sounds, and this might be a little bit offensive to certain people who have gone through this. It's just that God gave you the call, He chose you, but you couldn't uphold it, so you
That's it,
folded. Yeah, but that's what you folded.
No, like you finish the whole seminary, you become a priest.
And that's what I'm saying. You fold after that. Like you fold. In
But
your
how
life.
do you know? Like that's the thing. So my question
No,
is,
but that's not. See, that's not vocation in the sense. It's not to say they chose the incorrect vocation. They did the correct vocation, but then what happened was is that they got into it like the real deal part of it, which is like, okay, now I'm actually out in the
gotta
world
face
living
it.
out yeah. And when they came face to face with like the devil and his challenges, he was just like, nah, I can't do this
the
anymore.
devil and his challenges maybe, but I don't think God would pick a vocation that He doesn't believe you can't uphold.
I would
so-
disagree. I would disagree because I would say in our humanness we are stubborn to certain things. I like look at Jonah, right? Like Jonah did not want to do it.
Yeah.
And what God knew, yeah, he can do this, but he didn't want to do it, and he did run away from it.
Yeah.
And God had to like kind of force him at one point because he's like, yo, you need to get to these people.
To me, that's different. That's the rejection of your vocation. That's a whole different
No,
thing.
but I would say it's the same way because it can work on both ends.
Uphold is like your human body it cannot do the vocation well. That would not be upholding.
But
It'd be like Jonah is rejecting your vocation and running away from it. Because
when you're saying upholding, you're saying like, okay,
upholding is like surviving being a priest.
okay, I would still say that.
And that's when you're fighting the devil, because like say you're struggling to survive being a priest because you struggle with
But
lust.
I would say that happens with both vocations, right? Like with marriage and with priesthood, right?
In their own ways, yeah.
Yeah, I would say from what I understand as a man specifically, what it takes to be a good priest, also it takes to make a good husband. So if you can't uphold being a priest, then in my opinion you won't uphold being a husband.
Is that having God at the center of
Yeah, like
the action you
100%.
do?
Yeah. Like, look, at the end of the day, what I will say, for anything that you do in life, if God is not at the center, if God is not that main focus, then it's gonna crumble.
Yeah.
Right? And I will die with that. Because yeah, going through like we've all gone through our in certain situations, but we're here because God is like we have our faith in God, our united faith in God, and that's what's brought us together, and that's what's actually helped us. Like each of us have given each other a certain support in a certain area of our life.
Yeah.
That at least to my knowledge, I have never gotten from anyone else. And so I'm very appreciative of that.
Of course.
But that's because I try to put God at the center in those situations. So, but in the situations where I don't, this is speaking from like me kind of going from degree to degree, and fighting the battle that I'm going through right now with my family, which is I failed, like at least for the first half of my academic life, like aside from even including school, let's put it like that, I failed to put God at the center. I failed, like I was very selfish in what I wanted to do. I wanted to do everything myself, and that inevitably that failed me because like when I came into uni, I had no direction, And so I'm like, well, I want to make this person proud, so I'm just going to do this. That failed on me. And then I went into business. And then I switched into teaching because that was the first time I started really focusing on God after a very long time, in my own personal life. And then now coming to the decision like, hey, maybe I do want to be a priest. And yeah, then coming to the decision, yeah, I want to be a priest. But now having to deal with the consequence of, well, I've switched so many times.
Yeah.
And now people are going to look at me like, well, I don't know if you really want to do it or you're just changing your mind again.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, if I'm not making this with God in mind, like if I'm just like it's a secondary option, it's going to crumble. And it's not when I mean crumble, it's not going to be like, oh, after 5 years I leave. No, I mean it's going to crumble within the first 6 months.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying with anything, whether it be dating, whether it be marriage, whether it be priesthood, whether it be seminary, whether it be how we have the PRECA brothers, lay religious life, or nuns, like sisters.
Or studying a degree.
If you are egotistical, that's only going to, as in focus on yourself, that's only going to take you so far. You need to depend on something else. And in my opinion, you can depend on others, yes, but you need to depend on a foundation that will never change, will never shake, and that's going to be God. So yeah. So yeah.
We should end it on that.
Well, that was an interesting conversation for the most part. Yeah, we have a brownie here.
Cupcake.
This is a brownie. It's a brownie. It's brown.
The channel's called Catholic Brownies, not Catholic.
So we are just gonna break bread with our fellow brother in Christ here.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the words of consecration because I'll be doing heresy.
Yeah.
So here you go, Wilroy. Here you go, Ryan.
Thank you.
And
Good Catholic Brownies, guys.
yeah.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
Catholic Brownies.